Let me know there. Good morning, Miss Joyce. Good morning, Charles. Good morning, Glinda. Good morning, Mohammed. Yeah, it's kind of a crazy day. I don't know what's going on with Facebook and my iPhone and chaos. Maybe it's when I dropped it this morning as I was running. I kind of like dropped it and that thing you do when you drop your phone and you don't know what to do and you panic. Maybe that's what did it. Who knows? It's all good. So today on Success Life Live, I wanted to give you sort of my big list. And I've gone ahead and written a blog on it so you can go over there and check it out as well. Good morning, Miss Vicky. It's so good to see you. And yes, Sonia is back in the house. We have missed you. And good morning, Glinda, as well. So the big list, that list that seems to occupy us in the back of our minds and so to speak, that we hear all the time, those quotes, those sayings, those thoughts on how to build a bigger, better life, how to move into it. And so I thought, let's make today Wednesday Hump Day, Big List Day. You know, that list that you're going to jot down and keep track of. If you're like me and you collect quotes or collect expressions or, keep a list of magic words that seem to help get you started when you're feeling kind of stuck, add these to it. So number one on the big list, face your fears. So I have heard this in so many different ways. Dance with your fears, face your fears, confront your fears. Here's the reality when I say face your fears. Fear, F-E-A-R, false evidence appearing real. And when I hear that word evidence appearing real or false evidence appearing real, I sort of think back to those Perry Mason courtroom scenes where Perry Mason would get up and he would start to dispute the facts and he'd get on a roll and it's like, but that doesn't hold up because this doesn't hold up because that doesn't hold up because this isn't true. So therefore all of this must be false. You're innocent. You're going to go home free. When I hear a fear in my head, that will never work. People like me don't achieve things like that. I'm too old, blah, blah, blah. One of those fears, one of those doubts, I start to bring it into the courtroom and I start to challenge it. Like, really? So nobody over 50 has ever run a marathon, and I'll Google people over 50 running marathons and I'll get 10 people show up and I'm like, okay, that evidence doesn't hold up. Well, people with this ailment or people with this condition or people with this can't do that. And so I'll just kind of and especially today in technology, you can Google it or you can ask Siri. It's so funny if I'm watching TV and I kind of get stuck on docudramas, I'll pull out my phone or on my iPad and I'll fact check what's going on. And the minute I find some kind of false storyline, I'm like, this is all crap, I'm moving on. And I won't watch the rest of the show. I do the same with myself when it comes to my fears, my doubts, my insecurity. I'll sort of fact check them. Sometimes I'll fact check them against myself, but sometimes I'll fact check it against other people, other situations, or even complete strangers. And so just like yesterday with the $1.6 billion lottery, everybody was like, well, nobody ever wins this. Do you realize as of this morning, just one person won it. So that means that somewhere in the course of history, one person could win $1 billion. One person could wake up and be a billionaire overnight. So therefore I can, so I'm going to keep on dreaming, going and moving forward. So that is the face the fears. Exercise your willpower to change direction. So what I mean by that one is exercise your willpower to change direction. Any muscle needs to be exercised to have any value. You can't sit in a chair for a year and then say, oh, tomorrow I'm going to go run a marathon. You haven't earned the conditioning. You haven't earned the right to step onto that starting line. So by exercise your willpower to change direction, make little random choices throughout the day that might be slightly left or right of where you were yesterday. Exercise in the little things. Develop that muscle memory of willpower. Like, you know what? I'm just going to work for an extra 5 minutes. You know what? I'm just going to go an extra block or to the stop sign or to the light post. You know what? I'm just not going to buy that new pair of shoes or that dress or whatever it is that I want but I don't need. I'm going to practice exercising my willpower in small ways so that when I get to the big marathon challenges in my life, when I get to those big mountains that I want to climb, it's like, yeah, I built up muscle. I know how to do this. I can use my willpower to succeed. But what often happens is people will come into the first of the year, a new quarter, a new season, and they'll say, I'm going to make a life change. I'm no longer going to do X. And I'll kind of look and I'm like, yay for the decision, but Where have you learned and earned the right? Have you really been exercising your willpower in little ways that you're going to have the confidence and courage and ability to achieve in the big ways? So exercise your willpower to change direction. Exercise. Put the emphasis on exercise. All right? Do it often. Do it frequently. Do it. Number 3 I had on my big list was admit your mistakes. Lord, oh mercy. Life would be so much easier if we spent less time defending our mistakes and just walked up and said, you know what? Not happening, not working, I'm imperfect. We had Allison on the other day with her book, The Art of Imperfect Living, Imperfect Action. You know what? I'm glad I make a mistake. My success, my position, where I stand right here today is not because of all of the successes I've had, but because of the mistakes and the successes that I've had. That the mistakes are just as valuable as the successes. The wins are just as valuable as the losses. The ups are just as valuable as the downs. And so, yeah, I've made mistakes. Lord, I've made mistakes. Now, some of them I wouldn't repeat or even talk about. But if we could just sit back to our spouse, to our coworkers, to our teams, to our employees, to our children and be like, you know what? Hands up. I made a mistake. I thought I was acting with the best of intention, the best of knowledge, the best of resources, but hands up, made a mistake. It's okay. Nobody died. The earth didn't spin backwards. The moon didn't fall out of orbit. I just exercised my decision based on the information that I had, and that information, that idea, that project, whatever, didn't work out. It was a mistake. Moving on, learning on. That's my line. Moving on, learning on. Number 4 on my big list of things that I always sort of remember is refine your goals. Refine your goals. So I will hear somebody talk about a goal in a coaching session. I'll be like, okay, cool. I'm going to see it as that big picture. Now talk to me about it. Oh, so what you, and as we go forward, I'll say, oh, so what you're really saying is, or so what you're really wanting is, or so what you really want to experience is, and they'll be like, oh yeah. And I'll keep going and I'll keep going and I'll keep going. You know, that process of refining gold requires heating and cooling and heating and cooling and scraping off the bad and then getting down to the most pure element. And that doesn't happen because you do it once, but you do it over and over, and you take it. And by doing so, you refine the gold, refined your goals. I thought it was interesting when I learned how they make a sword. And I thought you just took a piece of metal and then you just sharpened the edges and you had a sword. No, you pound it out and then you fold it over itself. And then you pound it out again and you fold it over. And you keep pounding it out and folding it over and over and over. And a master sword maker or knife crafter or whatever the official word is knows that you've got to keep doing that process over and over and pounding it out and then bringing it back onto itself and pounding it out. And that's how you get the edges so fine and so strong. Because if they had just started in the middle and beat it out to the edge, it'd be weak. But because they fold it over on itself over and over again and beat it back out and pound it and refine it, that's what makes it last. And so do the same with your goals. Don't be afraid to sit down every morning and refine your goals, talk to your goals, change your goals, evaluate your goals. Number 5 on my big list today is believe in yourself. Oh my gosh. If you haven't read it, recommend reading it, Psycho-Cybernetics. It was funny because I read this about once a year, but again, feeling of inferiority originate not so much from facts or experiences, but by our conclusion regarding facts and our evaluation of experiences. So what he's basically saying is the fact that we don't feel big enough, tall enough, smart enough, whatever enough is not based on facts, but it's based on our interpretation, our perception, our belief of the facts or experiences, the way we processed it. And this idea that I'm not big enough, smart enough, tall enough, fast enough, whatever enough, we always say, well, everybody else except me. It's almost like everybody outside of us is the same, is universal, is equal, are clones of each other. Like the 7 billion people on the planet outside of me are all the same. I'm the exception to the rule. And because I'm the exception to all of the rules that were ever divined by God, that's why I'm a failure. That's why I'm not successful. That's why I won't accomplish it. That's why I won't whatever. As opposed to, as I posted yesterday, you're not superior, you're not inferior, you're just you. Live you, be you. Understand that you are uniquely and perfectly divined and designed. That nothing is different about you than anybody else, and that everybody else is different. That thumbprint thing, there are no two thumbprints alike. So how can you say, well, you just don't understand. I'm the exception to the rule. I'm the one person in 7 billion that can't lose weight. I'm the one person in 7 billion that can't save money. I'm the one person in 7 billion that can't have a dream or a great relationship or good harmony with my children. I'm the one person in 7 billion that can't whatever. I think it's a little easier to believe in myself than to believe that I'm the one person in 7 billion. I mean, your odds of winning the lottery, $1.6 billion, were greater than the odds of you being the exception to all of the rules that are out there. So learn to believe in yourself. And you do that by believing in yourself in the little things, gaining trust and confidence, by exercising your willpower and saying, you know what, I did that, I can do this. We talked about yesterday, recording your wins so that you can build confidence and learn to believe in yourself. Yesterday, Junior, he's not a junior, but I say that because that's my way of thinking proud of him, came in the door and he goes, I got 100 on my heat test. And he was like, oh, believing it. I mean, you could see it in his walk. You saw it coming off the school bus. He looked at me like, duh, I got 100 on my heat test. Now, this was a retake, and this was a challenge test, but he got 100. He took 2.5 weeks to get ready for his retake. I said, I knew you would. And he's like, really? How? I said, because I know you. He's like, yeah, I know me too. I got 100. And we let it go at that. I wasn't going to try and qualify his belief. I wasn't going to try and make it big. He walked around the rest of the day. Go ahead. You too can walk around the rest of the day going, I believe in myself. Ain't nobody get a step on me. Number 6 on my big list is ask for wisdom. I have no problem going to somebody and go, look, show me, teach me, talk me. Because I ain't seeing it, hearing it, understanding it. Show me, teach me, talk me. Show me it, talk to me, bring it to me. Show me, teach me, talk me. Talk to me. I need to know what other people are hearing, thinking, and doing. It doesn't mean I have to absolutely do everything they're saying, but they've got wisdom and experience and perspective that is outside of my own. And when I begin to understand others better, I begin to understand myself more. When I can stop centering my life all about me and start to understand the universality of me and others, then I can be like, oh, okay, thank you. So ask for wisdom, seek wisdom, have wisdom partners. Call 3 friends and say, guess what? I'm going to call you 5 times during November and ask you some advice. Now, I don't know what it's going to be about. I don't know what it's going to be on, but get ready because I'm going to develop a habit of asking for wisdom. I'm going to ask for counsel. I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to have my phone a friend list and you're on it. And so please be ready. And if they're a person of faith and they kind of join in with you, maybe they'll start into a prayer and say, Lord, guide me to the wisdom that I'll be asked to share this week. Lord, guide me to the wisdom that I need to have available for those who seek it from me. Lord, bring me the wisdom that I can share and give so that everybody can grow to a bigger place. Find your wisdom-seeking friends. Number 7 I have is conserve your time. Man, the other day I was looking at a list and I realized that, so my daughter's 8. So I thought, 10 more years, I'm done. I dropped the hammer. She's 18. She's a legal adult. She got to take care of herself. Yes. And a part of that felt really long, like, can I do the next 10 years? The last 8 had been a challenge, and we're moving into the teen years and all of that. And then I thought, wait a minute, I've only got 10 more Christmases, 10 more Halloweens, 10 more birthday parties. And if those $10 were dollar bills, man, how sacred they would be. So I'm not going to waste time. I'm not going to let time slip past me with frivolous, unimportant things, arguing over silly politics on Facebook when I've only got 10 more chances to have a Christmas dinner or Easter or Halloween or a birthday party. I've only got 520 Saturdays left to spend with her. 52 times 10. I know it's not perfect math, but you get the idea. When you start realizing how quickly time goes by, how few events you might still have left, you'll start to let go of the trivial, unimportant arguments and things going on around you. You'll start to time block based on priorities, not based on to-dos. So, and number 8, I had invest your profits. I see this over and over again with entrepreneurs that I work with, that they'll earn some money, especially realtors, and they'll come out of the closing, it'll be like, look, I made $6,000 commission check. Boom, look at me, I'm a master. And first thing I do is like, okay, where are you investing it back into? Into your faith, into your future, into your family? Because that first part's got to be invested. That first part's got to be returned to that gave it to you. Because if you're just spending and earning and spending and earning, it's a vicious cycle. And when you invest back in the things that created the wealth, they'll create more wealth for you. So your faith, your future, your family, and your education. I mean, I have people that I work with as a coach that set aside a coaching budget every year. And then they have a personal growth budget to go to seminars, retreats, rope courses or something that pulls them out of themselves. Because they know that they've got to invest in themselves at the same rate that they want to see a return. I have a mentor who every year sets a tithing goal. Not an earning goal, but a tithing goal, because he knows in order to meet that tithing goal, he needs to earn so much money to meet that obligation. And so invest your profits. Don't spend them. Number 9 on the list, and by the way, the blog has several more. I'm not going to get through them all. Live with intensity. Man, live with intensity. And by that, I mean burn bright, burn hot, burn strong. The sun didn't wake up this morning, if the sun wakes up, so to speak, and say, oh, I'm just going to burn halfway today. I'm just, I'm not feeling all that sunny today. I'm just, or the stars in the heaven did not go, I'm not feeling that starry tonight. I'm just, I'm kind of worn out. It's been a long day, and I've got this thing coming up later in the week, and my hair isn't right, my nails aren't working. I'm not going to burn all that bright today. I'm just going to kind of nothing around us, nothing in nature, nothing under God's rule, just burns because it can show up. No, it shows up with intensity and passion and purpose and vision. I have those friends around me that when they walk in, I'm like, oof. Here they come, better get ready, strap myself in, because they don't show up halfway. They show up full on, full in, and intense. They may be quiet in their intensity. They may be so silent, but they are focused and they are driven. Or they may be loud and bold and like the percussion section in a symphony, that when they hit that drum, man, you can feel it in your chest. But either way you want to live with intensity. Be focused, be committed, be driven. Be channel set on who you are, and then hold to it hard, my friend, because if you don't live with intensity, you can't be rewarded with equal energy. If you show up giving 50%, you're never going to get 100% of your dream. But if you show up with the 100% that you have in your bucket today, you'll get 100% return. It's the law of reciprocity. What you give is what you get. And then I guess I'm looking at my list, and it's a pretty long list, so you'll want to check out the blog over at ericgreed.com. Lord, I got to do these last couple. I'll do them quick, I promise. Find your place. Find your place is number 10 on my list. What I mean by find your place is so often we try and stand in other people's places. You know, when I was growing up, I had the smart sister and then I had the athletic sister, and I was somewhere in the middle. And when I tried to compete with the smart sister, and she worked hard and she was talented, but she also was gifted in learning, I felt so not in my element. I felt so out of my place. And when I tried to compete with my athletic sister, who could play tennis against 3 people and still drink a soda at the same time, I was like, man, I'm tripping and falling and skinning my knees, and this isn't me. And I struggled and I fought and I wasted so much time trying to find where I belonged in other people's places and other people's dreams and other people's wants and desires. And it wasn't until I was able to really finally separate and pull out and be myself and find my place and know my giftedness and know my talents and resources did I begin to love myself, believe in myself, and grow myself. But if you're finding your place in other people's positions, you know what? It's just a matter of time before you get kicked out and they take it back. So find your place, know your strengths, know your sweet spots. You know, so what if the spotlight is over here on that person? Do you and do you well in the place that you are put, and the spotlight will find you. All right? Number 11 was demand integrity from yourself. Woof. Woof. Could I just leave it with that? Demand integrity from yourself. We look across the political landscape, we look across our friends and families, and we can point out where they're failing, where they're not doing right, where they're not being integrous. And yet, do we demand the same integrity of ourselves? Are we holding ourselves to the standard that we hold other people to? We'll talk about them being bad at this, and them being a liar here, and them being a deceiver this, and them being, we're like all about what everybody else. But we can't look at the man in the mirror and go, you know what? You sort of didn't act in integrity today to your dreams, to your goals, to your commitments, to your covenants. So get you right. Learn to demand integrity from you, and then you'll send out a vibe that says, don't come around me unless you handle the same kind of integrity in your life. You'll stop looking at other people and looking for their faults and go, you know what? That their business. I got to focus on me and me being integrous. All right? Number 12, welcome discipline. I hate discipline. Oh Lord, I fight it. I battle. I am like this morning. I tell you this morning. So yesterday, before I went to bed, I was wiped. I mean, my legs were tired. I ran extra hard. I worked extra hard. I was like done and over. I went to bed and I was like, Lord, this is a short one because I can't handle much more. And so boom, went to bed. This morning when the alarm clock went off, I spent a good 5 minutes trying to think of all the reasons that I couldn't get up and get going and get it done. I even got as far as getting dressed and heading to the front door and still trying to tell myself, well, just get to the gym and only do half a workout. Nobody will know. You know what? I had wasted so much time fighting against what I needed to know, what I needed to do, that by the time I got there, I was laughing at myself. It was like the discipline that it requires me to do things is the same discipline that allows me to achieve the things that I like. And so I can't choose to be disciplined on one side and not on the other. I've got to be disciplined in all things, the good, the bad, the hard, the ugly, the easy, the fun. I can't expect to be rewarded with money if I'm not disciplined with the dollar that I have. I can't be rewarded with great health if I'm not disciplined on making the financial or the fitness commitments or the eating commitments. I welcome discipline because discipline tells me that I'm on the path to success, on the path to my dream, on the path to transformation. That when I can hold the line one day longer than anybody else, then there's fewer people on the field for me to play against in the dreams that I want to have. When I can stay in the game 5 minutes longer than I did yesterday, then I'm building up the exercise muscle that I talked about to be able to make the commitments to the big things that come on later. So welcome discipline into your life. And then number 13, and I think there's about 6 or 7 more on the blog over at ericgreed.com/blog. But number 13 was fight for what's right. Now that's a difficult one because what you believe is right might not be what I believe is right. In the sense that when I talk about politics and laws and positions and things like that, that's okay. But if you are so well grounded in what your core value is, that all people deserve to be treated with respect, regardless of any other circumstance in their life, their race, their color, their creed, their religious affiliation, their gender identity. If I can believe in my head that all people deserve to be treated with respect, then I will fight for that respect for all people, regardless. But if I chose not to fight what's right for you because it doesn't fit my agenda, my needs, my want, my ego, my chance to get ahead, then I'm not fighting for what's right. I'm fighting for what I want. I'm fighting for selfish, ego-driven things. But when you know that no child should ever feel unloved, is a core value that every child is worthy of love, then you'll fight hard for that. You'll lean into it. You'll dig down into it. But make sure when you define what is right in your life, it's based on a core value and not a fleeting core value, not a popular trend of the moment or a Facebook feed or a Twitter, current trend. But know what is right in the sense of, man, this is so right that I would die for it, to defend it and to protect it. And you develop that by having integrity, by exercising your willpower, by welcoming discipline. So fight for what's right. Fight for what's right in your life. Fight for what you deserve. When you believe in yourself, when you truly believe in yourself and your value and your worth, you'll fight to defend that. But then you'll see that value and worth in other people and you'll fight to defend that in them. When you've learned to exercise willpower in your life to make difficult choices, needs over wants, then you'll fight for that right in other people to have that same decision. So they all kind of overlap and die together, and that's why I like to have a big list, and that's why sometimes I keep a big list handy, and I just sort of go through and I reflect on it, and I listen into it, and I expand it and contract it, and I add things and I take it off. So I hope you enjoyed the big list today. I'm not sure why Facebook has us going this way, but it's kind of interesting, kind of fun. I feel a little bit taller, get a little bit more hair. But it was good. It was fun. You know what? Like Allison says, the art of imperfect action. Just fall for it and do it. Anyhow, I appreciate you guys joining me for Success Coaching Live today. We gather here every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. Do me a favor, share this one out. Give it a thumbs up. But more important, when you share it, say number 1, number 7, number 10, number 13, whatever. What was the one that you really pulled into and was like, man, I need to start implementing that? When you comment below, tell me what it was that was like, oof, yeah, I've been lacking on number 12. Welcome discipline. Whatever it is, I'd love to know. And I'm going to highlight it and like, okay, this one got 12 points. This one got 3 points. Love to know what people think are the big lessons they need to learn. You know, my friend John Maxwell wrote 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. I outdid it. Well, I came up 2 short this morning, but over on the blog, I think I got 5 extra. So, you know what? That's the way it goes. We do have Fun Friend Friday. I did make a mistake. It's not Sean, it's Julia this week. So we'll do that on Fun Friend Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern. Until then, go out, live your life with success, and be blessed. You are truly worthy of it. And I will fight side by side with you to achieve your dreams and accomplish your goals if you invite me into it. So till tomorrow, have a fantastic day. I'll see you at 8 a.m. Eastern. Again, my name is Eric Reed. I am your success coach. And thank you for joining me for Success Life Live. We do this every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. And we've been so disciplined. We've been doing it now for, I think, a little over 2 years, with maybe 2 or 3 misses because of planes and sicknesses. But you know what? I'm not going to count against. I'm going to focus on the wins. All right. So I'll see you again tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. You don't like facing your fears? I like them behind me. You know, our fears are always going to be on the edge of us. It's whether we let them become in front of us, so to speak. You know, we're always going to have those fears, those experiences, those thoughts of what happened in the past. But it is our bravery, it is our courage, it is our mindset that says, you know what, it's okay. You can be a traveling companion, but you're not going to be the driver. You might be in the back seat, but you ain't going to be in the driver's seat of my life. You know, the fears are fine. The fears acknowledge that, you know what, I'm human and I need to make sure that I'm well rehearsed, well practiced, and well disciplined to get past them. So, and Joyce, you all have to go check out, I put a bunch of Joyce's speeches. I think I have the official Joyce Diaz fan club up on my YouTube channel from the other day when she was a Fun Friend Friday, her connection speech, I think her superstar speech. There's 2 or 3 up there, so go check them out. Good morning, Jacqueline. Good to have you with us. I will see you guys all tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. Until then, go out and live life with success and be blessed. Bye-bye.